Yes, students, now I am going to explain recovery and atomicity from recovery management system chapter. Here we are taking a transaction from the banking system, means consider the banking system and transaction TI that transfers $50 from account A to account B. And what are the initial values of A and B accounts means 1000 from A account and 2000 rupees, $2000 from B account respectively. Now suppose that a system crash has occurred during the transaction of what? TI, means after output of BA has taken place and but before output B account was executed, where BA and BB denote the buffer blocks on which A and B resides. Since the memory contents were lost, we do not know the fate of the transaction, thus we could invoke one of two possible recovery processes. So what the two possible recovery process we have means re-execute TI, otherwise do not re-execute TI. So first one is re-execute TI. If you are re-executing TI transaction, what is going to be happen? This processor will result in the value of A becoming what? $900 now. So previously it is what, 950 only in $A. Now it is becoming again 50 rupees is deducting. So the value of A is becoming what, 900 rather than $950. Thus the system enters in an what, inconsistent state. Do not re-execute TI. The current system state has values what, $950 and 2000 for A and B respectively. Thus the system enters an inconsistent state. These are the two recovery processes we are following, based on this situation. Now in either case the database is left in an inconsistent state, and thus this simple recovery scheme does not work. So the reason for this difficulty is that we have modified the database without having assurance that the transaction will indeed commit. So finally what they are telling, what is our goal actually? Our goal is to perform either all or no database modifications made by transaction TI. To achieve our goal of atomicity, we must first output information describing the modifications to stable storage without modifying the database itself. So after this recovery and atomicity, the next topic here we have log based recovery. Log that kept in the stable storage. The most widely used structure for recording database modifications is the log. The log is a sequence of log records recording all the update activities in the database. Means at what time, means at any moment you are doing any updations to the database, that will be considered into one of the log. After 5 minutes again any updations you did, then log L2 like that. Next after 5 minutes, 3 minutes, L3 like that. You are keeping all such type of sequence of log records. Okay. The log is a sequence of log records recording all the update activities in the database. There are several types of log records. An update log record describes a single database write. So it has different fields. What are the three different fields it is having? Transaction identifier, data item identifier, old value, next new value. So here observe, here it is called as transaction identifier, and next here we are taking some X value. So that is nothing but that data item identifier. Next V1 is nothing but old value, and V2 is nothing but new value. So I am going to repeat again. Here there are several types of log records. Okay, an update log record describes a single database write. So it has three fields. It has different fields. What are they? Transaction identifier. It is the unique identifier of the transaction that performed the write operation. So to each transaction a unique identifier will be given by that database system, that is called as what? Transaction identifier, that performs what? Write operation. Next, data item identifier is the unique identifier of the data item written. Typically it is the location on disk of the data item. Old value is the value of the data item prior to the write. New value means after doing operation, means is the value that the data item will have after the write. Next, other special log records exist here to record significant events during transaction processing, such as the start of a transaction and the commit or abort of a transaction. So here we have start of a transaction, next commit of a transaction, next abort a transaction. We denote the various types of log records as TI start, means TI start means the transaction TI has started now. So what is meant by here? TI xj v1 comma v2 is there. Before TI executes, it writes some operation no, so it writes some value, write of x, a log record. Now it is happening. So here what is the meaning? The transaction TI has performed a write on data item what x, some xj is there. So xj had a value v1, okay, that is before the write, and will have the value v2 after the write. So the things. Next TI commit. So it is going to be commit now, means the transaction TI has committed. TI abort, that is the fourth one, transaction TI has aborted. Whenever a transaction performs a write, it is essential that the log record for that write be created before the database is modified. So once a log record exists, we can output the modification of the database if that is desirable. Otherwise, we are not doing anything. Also, we have the ability to undo a modification that has already been output to the database. We undo it by using the old value field on log records. We have no old value by using that. For log records to be useful for recovery from system and disk failures, the log must reside in stable storage. Now, we have two different types of modifications, two approaches we have in using logs, that is deferred database modifications and next immediate database modifications. Deferred database modification is nothing but here it ensures the transaction atomicity by recording all database modifications in the log, but deferring the execution of all write operations of a transaction until the transaction partially commits. So what is meant by immediate database modification? It allows database modifications to be output to the database when the transaction is still in the active state. Here the transaction is still in the active state. Data modifications written by active transactions are called uncommitted modifications. So this is nothing but what? Log based recovery.